Well, here we go, working on a 68 Coronet, and this is a new car. Although some of you are probably confused and thinking, oh, didn't you already have that car? That looks just like one you have. Yeah, you're right, it does look exactly like one I have. Same basic color, same kind of patina fade through paint situation, but this is a different car. This is a 68. It's a Cornet 440. Mine's a 69 Cornet 500. But what they both have in common for sure is they have the same kind of look, and they both have a 440 in them instead of the original 318 they came with. But we'll get into that a little more later. But we're gonna quick walk around, show you some good, bad, and ugly on this one, and then we're gonna go in and talk about what the plan is, some potential ideas, and just where we go from here. So it's a pretty decent car. As you can see, the quarters have some rust. The trunk lid has a lot of rust. If anybody has a 68 trunk lid, let me know. But I know those are, needle in a haystack, so I'm not getting my hopes up. But that's pretty bad. This quarter panel, same kind of thing. This has some more rust in the front, but it's they're intact where they matter. Around the wheel well, they're real solid. Up top, they're real solid. And this was a green vinyl top car, from what I could tell from looking at little scraps left over here. But the back window area is surprisingly really nice and solid, so that's a big bonus. The trunk has some holes, trunk extensions. I can see right through areas of those. So typical, needs a lot of work in this department. But it's still structurally sound everywhere that it matters, and it really make a very, very cool driver. So the things we have to look at here are, if I can get this door open, the handle gets a little jammed. The floor pan is obviously an issue, so I'll get in here a little better. Yeah, you can see the floor pan has issues. The torsion bar cross member and all that underneath is actually very solid and no issues there. But you need to cut, probably right in front of the seat, over, and then across the front and around the side again, and replace that section, as well as on the passenger side, there's a little bit going on there. But in the back, it's real solid. I'm noticing there's a small hole here from what looks like some sort of exhaust hanger maybe, or something like that. So not a big deal. We can get that closed up. Maybe throw some carpet in it, maybe not. I don't know. But the goal here is kind of make a driver, The door's actually shut pretty nice. This one is kind of fitting a little weird, so yeah, a little bit of panel adjustment would be nice, but we'll kind of work with what we can. The front end is actually really great shape. Somebody put a RT badge in the grill. It's always a nice little touch, but it is just 318 car originally. It's a Cornet 440, not a 500, not a RT, not not a Super B or any of that stuff. So the hood opens pretty nice on this. It's actually in great shape, really. But it's got this sitting in it. It's a 70s, I believe, 440. I don't know anything about it hardly, other than the nice guy we got it from said, hey, this is supposed to be a good running engine, and he said he saw it run, so I'll take his word for it. I'll check a couple things out on it, and we will see if we can get this thing to fire up and run and make this Cornet hit the road for the first time in, I was told, close to 1976 is when this was parked. I find it a little hard to believe, but I've seen crazier things. The valve covers that are on that are atrocious. I know some people like that, but that's terrible. That's awful. Those are coming right off. But we're gonna end up actually pulling this engine out. It doesn't have a transmission attached to it, so no big deal there. We're gonna pull this engine out. We're going to clean it up. I might end up doing some repainting on it because it's kind of flaky paint. I don't really know what's going on there, but it's not ideal. Water pump is loose on it, because this was a truck engine or motorhome engine or whatever it was, and he put this other water pump on it, which is correct for, you know, more 60s passenger cars, but that will probably end up coming off. And then we'll get plugs for this stuff and, you know, do the regular, you know, maintenance kind of stuff with it and get everything to where it is supposed to be. I do want to check the date on the block and check a couple things. He said that it needs valve cover gaskets and it needs a pan gasket, so another reason why I want to pull it out, because doing a pan gasket with it in the car is ridiculous and we're not doing that. So that's that. How do you say that? Carburetor is going away. I don't know anybody that can tune those effectively. I know a lot of people can, but I don't know anybody that can, so I'm not gonna go there with it. So we'll get probably a 3310 vacuum secondary Holley on it, or 750 Edelbrock, or something decent. I have headers for it. I have a few different things for it. I'm thinking about getting an aluminum water pump because, well, just because they're nice and lighter weight and work pretty good. The power steering has small block brackets on it because, like I said, this was a 318 small block car, so that will have to be changed, or, you know, in my opinion, I would delete power steering box there, but we'll figure that out once we get to that point. We're not there yet. So it's a very nice car overall, especially in here. It's there's a lot of original paint. I like to clean it up and see how nice it is. It's not been painted black by some Chevy guy 10 times over, you know, so that's always a nice little bonus. But anyways, we'll close this up. And this thing just, I don't know what it is about this car. It just looks good. I don't know if it's just the stance, or if it's the wheels and tires, or if it's, you know, whatever it is. The car, even as rough as it is in some areas, I can't put my finger on why it just looks cool. So it's definitely a nice car. We're gonna have to figure out wheels, tires, lug nuts, all that stuff, and replace all the studs in the rear end, because those are obviously an issue on these. I've replaced studs on pretty much everything I've ever messed with, and it's not a big deal. It takes, you know, 20 minutes aside, maybe, you know, 30 minutes maybe, if you're not really working hard at it. And the studs I use are a little bit, they're about a 1/4 inch longer than factory. They're a little stronger than factory too, so it's a nice little upgrade. Also, we had to figure out why that door does not open. The guy said in all the time he had it, the door never opened, and I can feel the mechanism doing something, but probably the actual bar linkage inside has disconnected. So we'll have to pull a door panel off and see what that looks like. But it's really a solid car where it counts. If it wasn't for the little bit in the floor, you know, we wouldn't be really hardly doing anything to this. But we'll have to replace that floor section just to get rid of the foot air conditioning, or the Flintstone option, whatever you want to call it. But we're gonna see what we can do to clean the whole thing up, clean up the paint. I did a little test spot over down here. You guys might be able to see. I know my shadow's in the way, but up here it's kind of got this kind of gray tone to it. Down here, this I used just a quick little quick compound here, and it actually brightened it up a bit, or darkened it a bit, and smoothed it out quite a bit. So probably end up doing that to a good portion of the car. I know that door is off of a different car, because I can see the color is different, and you know, there's a few other signs it doesn't fit 100%. So again, like I said previously, we'll do a little bit of panel adjustment probably on it, and we will be getting transmission and some other parts from the place we got this, so looking forward to that. But hopefully, you know, pending weather and pending when I get a different green Cornet in that I'm going to be working on for my friend Sean, depending on a bunch of different things, this could happen in a matter of a week, or in a matter of, it might be 3 weeks, you know, before we get into it, get the engine pulled, get it cleaned up, hook it up to the transmission, drop it back in, and make it a driver. So we'll have to just kind of play it one piece at a time and see what we could do about a few different things. I'd really like to work on this, but I've got other stuff I got to do first. I got to work on Sean's 70 Coronet. So when we get that in, we'll get to that first, if that happens first. Otherwise, I imagine, pending weather again, I'll probably pull this in, you know, a couple days. Pull the engine, do the gaskets, clean it up, make it look nice, and, you know, whenever we go up for the rest of the stuff, grab the transmission, put it all together, put it back in, hook up some wires and hoses and belts and pulleys and all that fun stuff, and away we go. So we're not looking for anything professional, you know, restoration type stuff here. I'd like to find some different seats. I probably have some, but I'd really like to see if I could just find some black ones. That'd be nice. These are out of, I have no idea what, so put down in the comments if you think you know what these are out of, or if you recognize what they're from, because I know I do not. So if I can get this door open, gotta fix that door latch, that thing's annoying. But if you recognize what these seats are out of, let me know. They got a clamshell back on them, and I'm sure they're supposed to have a little side piece here. So let me know what you think they're out of. Maybe I could sell them and get some correct ones. But anyways, just want to give a quick little update on a pretty cool project car and an upcoming project to the channel. Like I said, hopefully within the next coming weeks. And this really shouldn't take too long. You know, pulling the engine out, doing the gaskets, that'll take a day. You know, hooking up the transmission, then getting all the linkage and everything else, that'll take, you know, another day or whatever. And it's not going to be too big of a deal. It's just going through and gathering all the parts. Like, I'm going to order a new headlight, or no, engine bay wiring harness for it. And I might have to buy a set of tires. I'm gonna have to buy a floor pan. I'm gonna have to buy, you know, a few little things for it, and everybody knows how shipping is these days. So anyways, I just kind of want to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys would do with this, and let me know what wheels and tires you would put on this. I like what's on it, but 14 inch in the rear, 14s in the front, and anybody that knows anything about wheels and tires knows that you can't really get cool tires like that anymore for 14s. So we've got Keystones, we've got Centerlines, we've got Kraggers, we've got all kinds of stuff. Let me know what you would put on it, and definitely consider like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video.